Hello viewers, welcome to LinuxSimply. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create user account in Ubuntu with public key. So let's get started. At first, you need to open Ubuntu terminal, which I have done already. So let's create an account. Sudo add user and the user account name. I'm naming it August and pressing the enter button to continue. By the way, this sudo is used to grant administrative privileges, and add user is used to add new user, and here August is the username. Now they have asked for password of this user account, so just type the password and press the enter button. Now as you can see, it's working, and they have asked for a password here, so just type a password of your choice, and as they have said it is a bad password, we type the password again. Now you can add any value of your choice and press the enter button, or you can press the enter button for the default. So I'm going to keep the default information here, so I'm pressing enter button again and again. I'm not giving any value here. So as you can see, it is done, and is the information correct or not? And of course I'm going to say it's a yes, so Y and pressing the enter button. Now as you can see, I have created a user account. Now I'm going to set up the SSH server in Ubuntu. So for this I'm going to use a sudo command ppt install open SSH server. Here the sudo grants the administrative privileges. apt manages software packages, install copies files to a specified destination, and OpenSSH server securely connects to a system. So now I'm pressing the enter button. Now they have asked a question if you want to continue it or not. Simply type Y and press the enter button to continue. As you can see, it's processing, and let's wait. I think this installation is complete now. So now I'm going to switch the user to the new user account, which is August, and type the password of this new user account. As you can see, I am now working as a new user. So now I'm going to start the server. If you haven't already done this, do this, and if you have done this before, you don't need to do this. Here SSH enables computers to communicate, and start is used to start the server, and service is used to start, stop and restart services. So pressing the enter button and typing the password again. Okay, August is not in the sudoers file. Okay. If you get this type of error, you need to do something for this. This is a very common error You can remove this error easily, but you have to switch to the administrator user again for this. So let's do that. Type the password again and press enter button. And now write sudo. This vsudo is used to edit configuration file, and pressing the enter button again. Now I'm going to add a line here, a sentence here that will just remove this error very easily. Right after this admin, I'm going to write this, the username, and as you know, my username is August, and then all, equal sign, parentheses, all inside that, and again all. Now I'm going to save this, and I'm going to use Control S and Control X to exit this text file. After this, I'm going to switch to the August user again. Password. And now I'm going to, okay, authentication failure. I think last time when I tried to log into the August user, I typed a wrong password. So I'm typing the correct password again. Pressing the enter button. As you can see, now I have switched to the August user. Now let's do the thing for which we got that error. Sudo service ssh start. Okay, again sudo service ssh status. This status shows the status of the server. As you can see, the status is active, so the server is running. Now, after this, let me see the IP address of this remote server. For this, I'm using the ipconfig command. Okay, just like my one, if you don't have this ipconfig command in your PC, you can simply install this using sudo apt-get install nettools. To press the enter button. As you can see, the ipconfig command is installed. So now let's try this again. For ifconfig, I have been telling this wrong. Ifconfig. As you can see, this is the IP address of the server, and please write this down somewhere because you need to take care of this somewhere else. So you're gonna need this. Now I'm going to generate a public key, and you have to do this in your client computer in your local machine. What you have done previously, it was done in the remote server. So let's generate the keys in the client computer. This is Sage keygen, option F, and the absolute path of the public key. I'm going to name my public key my key and pressing the enter button. You need to enter a passphrase here, but if you want, you can simply skip this process and type nothing and press enter button. And I'm going to do that as well. So pressing the enter button, you have to press the enter button again here. As you can see, this is my public key, and after this, let's verify this if these are generated or not. So let's use the ls command for this and .ssh and press the enter button. As you can see, this is my private key and this is my public key. Now as I have generated public keys, so it's time to send the public keys to the remote server from client computer. So before that, I need you to know that you need to log into both the computers at the same time. If you don't do this, the connection will not be made. So for this, you have to do that. So now let me send this public key to the remote server using this scp command. Scp absolute path of the public key and the username of the remote server and the IP address. This is the IP address we took from the remote server, and using ifconfig we found that 68,130 and the location where we want to keep the public key, of course. Now I'm pressing the enter button. Okay, do you want to continue this? Okay, type yes and press the enter button. Okay, password of the August user. Type this and press the enter button again. Let's wait for this. Yes, the public key is sent to the remote server. Now let's check if the public key is sent to this remote server or not. Yes, this is my public key and it is now inside this remote server. Now I'm going to delete that public key from the client computer. Now in the terminal of client computer, navigate to SSH directory using cd command and let's remove that public key as I have said that already using rm command and my key dot pub. You can also check now if that is removed or not using ls command. As you can see, here is a private key, but the public key is missing. Now I'm going to enable public key authentication and disable password authentication. And for this, I'm going to use server computer. And here I'm going to use cat command for this and the absolute path of the public key. And I'm going to append this to the authorized keys file. Pressing the enter button. I hope this worked and it is added to the public keys are added to the authorized key file. Now let's type another command sudo nano /etc/ssh/sshd underscore config and tapping the enter button. And now I'm going to add a few lines here and make a few changes in this configuration file. Here in this public key authentication, I'm going to remove this hash, and in this authorized key files, I'm going to remove hash again. And this will when you add these, simply remove these hashes from here. You will be able to enable the public key authentication, and for disabling password authentication, you need to add a few lines. As in this password authentication, you need to remove this hash, and instead of yes, you need to write no, and just add another line, which is challenge response authentication now, and save this using Control O and then Control X. Now to restart the SSHD server, execute this command, sudo system ctl restart SSH and press the enter button. I think right after this you will be able to connect this to the remote server. Now I'm going to connect to the remote server from the client computer. For this I'm going to use the public key, and using SSH command I'm going to do that. Option I, absolute path of the public key, and the username of the remote server, which is August, and IP address. As you can see, I have successfully logged into the remote server from the client computer. Thanks for watching. Try this out and let me know in the comments below. Bye bye.